Guess who's back? Back again. Guess who's back? With a Frankenstein foundation, mixing all my foundations together video. Ta-da! So hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, video, all of the above. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you guys clicking on this video, watching, subscribing, hitting that little bell notification button so you know when my videos come out, so you're ahead of the rest. Today's video is going to be mixing together all of my foundations, which is slightly a lie only because, mind you, minus a few foundations, I have about 6 or 7 foundations that are either the absolute wrong color for me, aren't even open yet because they're doubles of something else, or too old and have to be thrown out because they're from 2016, but it's too old to be using anymore. So again, this is a challenge video that has gone around on YouTube a few times a little while ago, and I've always wanted to do it, but I've kind of just been stocking up my foundation and waiting for a good time, and now is a good time. So I'm super stoked. If you want to see this, just keep on watching. So at first I'm just going to prime with my Dr. Brandt Pores No More, as I always do. Just making sure that although we're doing a completely different foundation, I want to make sure that all of the base products are the same that I normally use. This way it won't affect how the foundation lasts on my skin and how big my pores are and such. Alright, now that this disgusting concoction is made, we're gonna mix it a little bit and then apply it to the face. And good thing that I'm half self-tan because all of those colors, ooh, don't forget to get that clump right there. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Alright, so the overall undertone for this foundation is gold, which thank God, because that is the correct undertone for my skin. And especially, oh, now that I'm looking, it looks like my self-tan is gone. Okay, I still have a little bit, but this is definitely gonna be darker. Alright, so now that it's mixed, this is what it looks like. More of like a mid-tone golden foundation. So, I'm gonna just take my beauty blender and again apply everything as I normally would, including the foundation. So I'm just taking a little bit of that. And like I said, the color is kind of dark, so we'll just have to make sure to blend that on the neck. I don't want to apply too much though, because I'm guessing it's going to be a thick consistency, as most of the foundations that I put in there are full coverage and matte, so we'll see. Like I said, I'm just going to take my beauty blender and blend that out. So it's definitely full coverage, for sure. As you can see in the viewfinder, it's very, very, very golden tone and pretty dark, so I'm just making sure to blend it on my neck because I thought my self-tanner was still there, but it looks like it's kind of disappeared a little bit. We don't want to look like we came from the Jersey Shore, but only my face. So like, one thing I will say though, for all of the foundation I did put on or mix together, that this doesn't feel heavy on the skin. Like I don't feel like I'm wearing a ton of foundation. Maybe because of how full coverage it was. Who knows? We're gonna go in with my normal Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. And again, like I said, just finish off the base products as I normally would, because we're also going to be doing a wear test just to see how long this is going to last on the skin and how it'll look throughout the day. Normally I don't take my concealer down this much, but because of the color difference, I'm definitely going to be taking it down a little bit further than I normally do. The concealer is also blending out like it normally does, so I take that as a good sign. I think it's actually looking pretty good so far. Not gonna lie. I'm gonna be super mad though if I have to mix all my foundations together for the rest of my life because I like the way it looks. That's a whole nother level of extra I don't know if I can go to. And I'm just gonna go with the usual suspects, the Cover FX matte setting powder, and I'm not gonna bake too much. I'm just gonna press a little bit as I normally do underneath the eyes. A little bit on the nose. I just inhaled that powder, so just gonna press. And these are the areas that I find that if I don't really press the powder into the skin, they tend to break up a little bit more easily. And then I'll just go in with my huge setting powder brush from Morphe and kind of just use that for the rest of the face. Now that I've done the base makeup, I'm gonna go in with the rest of like my contour, blush, eyebrows, all of that nonsense. Then I'm gonna come back and tell you guys my first impressions of the foundation and how it looks on my skin overall. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished makeup. I'm just gonna take these clips out right here, kind of put my hair back together. Ooh. Yeah, this is kind of my everyday makeup. Well, not every day. This is kind of my, I'm going somewhere, but not an event, so I put on a little bit of makeup. But obviously the foundation is a lot more full coverage than I usually use, and the contour had to be darker because the foundation is darker. So here we are. Overall, I want to say that this foundation looks like my normal everyday foundation, if not a little bit smoother actually, and the color is like pretty good. It hasn't emphasized my pores or any texture. Obviously we have to see how it lasts because that's the first thing that goes. Is right here in the cheek area and the nose. I'm very impressed, to say the least. So I'll be very sad if I have to switch out my foundation and mix them all together every single day, but on the bright side, I will literally never run out. Alrighty guys, so I will be seeing you later when I do the first check-in in about 4-ish hours, and we'll see how this foundation lasts throughout the day. Alrighty guys, so it has been 2 hours of wearing this foundation. I'm currently in natural lighting. It looks pretty good. There hasn't been any creasing in my smile lines or around like the nose area, and on the nose is where it usually breaks up first. And my forehead doesn't look super shiny. I put some highlighter on it today, so it's gonna be shinier than normal. But overall, I think it's looking pretty good. So I would say a thumbs up for this Frankenstein foundation so far. We're doing pretty good. We're thriving. Looking good, feeling great. See you for the next check-in. Hey ladies and gents, so it has been 5 hours wearing this foundation, and I have to say I'm super impressed. It's starting to break up a little bit around the nose area right here, and it's starting to sag into my smile lines a little bit right here, right next to my nose area, which, as I said in the beginning of this video, was probably gonna happen at some point. Overall, I'm really impressed. Like, looking in the viewfinder, my face looks super glowy and dewy, and it looks skin-like, honestly. Obviously, it's super full coverage because most of my foundations are super full coverage. But I'm also just gonna take a little bit of this beauty blender and kind of press the foundation into the skin a little bit. There's no powder or anything on here, it's just... I will say though that in this one section right here, the foundation is starting to break up a little bit or settle again into like some textured spots. I guess I have dry skin that I wasn't aware of before, but I am now. I'll be back in an hour or 5 to check in with you guys for our last check-in before we finally finish this video. I'm tired. I have class. Goodbye. So I put this foundation on at about 2 p.m. today. It is currently 1:30 in the morning, and it's significantly creased around the nose area here, especially right here, and gotten super cakey, and obviously more shiny and oily in like the center of the face, the T-zone. But as I say, overall, it's lasted really long. I mean, it's been basically on for 12 hours, so that's saying a lot. This was a great success. I mean, I thought it was gonna be a lot worse than it is. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Overall, I have to say that this foundation didn't feel heavy, was pretty matte, didn't really highlight my pores or the texture in the middle of the face or make me super oily really fast. I think it was a pretty solid Frankenstein foundation, not gonna lie. I don't know, I just really wasn't expecting that. It worked out really well. But it's kind of surprising, and also I really was hoping that this was one of those funny ways, like, oh my god, that's horrible videos. But I would be confident enough to wear this to class, which I'm going to because I have an 8 p.m. class starting soon. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and hit that little bell notification button if you want to see more content. I will see you guys in the next one. Adios!